we will accomplish the greatest mission, making the world a better place. This is an exciting day. It's my honor to guide you this morning and to welcome you to the Genesis Summit, the first Genesis Mission Summit. Let's not wait any longer. Let's get started.
America has always reached for the future first. And now, the Genesis mission is set to go faster and farther than anything that came before.
We're in the midst of a computing revolution that is going to transform the practice of science and engineering in America.
We're on the path to doubling America's scientific productivity and impact within the decade.
This past year has been one of the most dramatic accelerations of modernization of technology in the history of American government.
In a short time, Genesis has secured major investments from federal agencies, industry, and international partners, and launched the Genesis Mission Consortium, bringing together public and private partners to collaborate on discoveries. We've identified some of our nation's greatest scientific and technology challenges across energy, discovery science, and national security. The world's brightest minds across the national laboratories, industry, academia, and philanthropies are working together to solve these challenges.
The Genesis mission to me is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Our growing community of partners has access to the Genesis Mission Platform to leverage AI, high-performance computing, quantum systems, and extraordinary scientific data sets, and the capabilities of all 17 national laboratories, including new next-generation supercomputers. The future isn't waiting. It's already happening.
We have plenty of evidence that this AI-assisted methodology is working. We're seeing it in advanced manufacturing, in the simulation of the electric grid, and we are seeing it in microscopy.
Every new partner strengthens the platform. Every breakthrough expands what's possible. The Genesis mission is unlocking the next era of American scientific leadership.
Now, to get us started today, please join me in welcoming Michael Kratsios, the Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy at the White House. Michael serves as President Trump's Chief Advisor for Science and Technology. I've known Michael for a number of years, and in this role in the Trump administration, he does what we would want for any leader from the White House to do. He provides extreme vision and excels us and pushes us to excel. And he also provides us the resources and the top cover, to be frank, to make sure we have what we need to succeed as agencies and the science and tech community at large. So please join me in welcoming Director Michael Kratsios.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Genesis Mission Summit. It is truly, truly exciting to be here with all of you today and to know what this gathering represents for all of us. 250 years after our nation's first great adventure, innovation, 87 years after the Manhattan Project, and 65 years after the Apollo program, we are once again mobilizing a grand vision and national effort for the achievement of our highest ambitions. When President Kennedy declared that Americans would set foot on the moon, he told the world that such a lofty goal would serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Now, at the dawn of artificial intelligence, with the Genesis mission, we are set not just one goal, but many. Now we choose not to just have one high achievement, but many grand challenges. America's greatest scientific achievements have been born of national mobilization paired with the construction of new institutions. The Genesis mission is the next chapter in that tradition, and we work together to harness AI for scientific discovery at a scale no one else on the planet can match. That is what brings us here today, and that is the spirit that animates the Genesis mission. So thank you for being part of it. Many thanks especially to you, Secretary Wright and Undersecretary Gill, who will be speaking shortly, for everything that you have done to make this great adventure possible. When President Trump launched the Genesis mission in November of 2025 as America's premier AI for Science initiative, he tasked us with building a discovery engine that would double the productivity of American science and engineering within a decade. When we first heard this goal from Secretary Wright and from Undersecretary Gill, it took us a second to figure out whether or not that was a bad idea to talk about publicly. And I think it takes only someone like President Trump to make us think big and ultimately try to achieve something of such high caliber. Now today, we are celebrating the combination of DOE's ongoing efforts with initiatives from a number of other agencies: NSF, Department of War, HHS, NASA, USDA, NIST, DHS, DOT, and many, many more to come. Together, we are proud to announce that we're bringing more than $5 billion in total commitments to fuel an AI for science takeoff across the entire government. The challenges that we have set and will continue to set will focus America's brightest minds on ambitious scientific and technological goals that will underwrite American prosperity and define the technical progress for a century to come. The Genesis mission sets out to produce a new operating model for American science, reinvigorating and modernizing the federal government's partnership with industry, academia, and philanthropy for both basic and use-oriented science. In short, it is not just a whole-of-government program, but a whole-of-nation effort. And we see that in the room today here with us. Just yesterday, I published a report to the President on reinvigorating the National Science and Technology Enterprise, titled Science, a New Golden Age. AI for Science and the Genesis mission in particular is the culmination of the reforms suggested in that report. As I wrote there, to realize the Genesis mission's potential requires us to address 4 key issues that would otherwise constrain AI-enabled science. The first is problem selection. The second is institutional capacity. The third is data infrastructure. And the fourth is integration of AI capabilities in the digital realm with experimental infrastructure here in the material world. The grand challenges and national effort making up the Genesis mission today address all of these problems and put us on a path to achieving our most ambitious goals for AI-assisted science. The challenges fall into 5 broad themes, which cover the whole of American science and technology ecosystem and highlight the connection between fundamental and applied scientific work. I want to highlight a representative challenge from each of these buckets. Now, mind you, these are challenges that span across all the agencies I previously mentioned. To help Americans live longer, happier lives, I am particularly excited for the continuation of AI for science efforts applied to curing pediatric cancer. This is the top priority for President Trump, which continues initiatives he began in the first term with the National Pediatric Cancer Data Ecosystem. The Department of Health and Human Services will be coordinating with NIH and the FDA to support researchers leveraging AI to integrate genomic, imaging, pathology, and clinical data into multimodal models and learn across distributed sources. This will enable robust models even for ultra-rare cancers and guide precision care and adaptive trial design. To drive reliability and affordability of America's built environment, DOE and the Department of Transportation are partnering with AI developers, material manufacturers, academia and national laboratories, infrastructure owners, and other market participants to revolutionize construction longevity and efficiency. AI can run structural, energy, and material sets, data sets orders of multiple magnitudes faster than conventional methods, enabling breakthroughs in design, predictive maintenance, and cost-effective decommissioning. To rebuild American industrial strength, a number of challenges on AI-enhanced manufacturing to usher in an area of digital-assisted reindustrialization must occur. AI allows integration of real-time data from machines, products, processes, and supply chains. AI tools will help navigate dynamic industrial systems to find hidden efficiency gains and uncover new manufacturing methods and products. Now, to protect the nation from emerging threats, whether natural, accidental, or deliberate, the early detection and attribution of biological threats stands out as an especially pressing challenge. AI platforms can integrate metagenomic, clinical, and environmental signals to detect anomalous biological signatures, characterize novel behavior from sparse data, and give public health authorities the ability to rapidly and accurately discern the origin of biological instinct and design and countermeasures. By employing AI to address these challenges, we're extending the frontiers of American discovery. At the heart of the Genesis mission as a whole is the dream of producing autonomous physical laboratories that accelerate the pace of inquiry, a grand challenge in and of itself. Now, our old institutions and conventional experimental processes will become bottlenecks that slow the cycle of hypothesis, experimentation, discovery, enabled by AI, unless we build the tools fit for direct AI use. Here is where we are seeing the thrilling, self-reinforcing dynamic of AI for science, as the application of AI to the conduct of science drives progress in AI for science. Now, this is a virtuous cycle that will advance our understanding of the world around us for generations to come. I am so grateful that all of you are part of this. America's most creative minds in the industries have always answered the call when our country needed them most. The Genesis mission is that call to you to advance American scientific leadership in this grand era of artificial intelligence. We are setting for ourselves one grand challenge composed of many grand challenges, and I trust that we will soon see what new frontiers these efforts open for all of us. Thank you so much, and good luck today.
All right, before we get started, we still have some open seats over here in the back if the people that are standing want to sit down. Next, it's my privilege and honor to introduce Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright. Secretary Wright is truly the best person in the right job at the right time right now. He knows the energy landscape as a lifelong energy entrepreneur. And he knows what it's like from his time at MIT to be at the bench and know where the discoveries come from. You're going to see that he doesn't just know science and technology, he's passionate about it. And we couldn't ask for a better ally and a better leader in the department for this Genesis mission. Ladies and gentlemen, Energy Secretary Chris Wright.
Man, the energy and feeling in this room is tremendous. Like I could step down right now and this would be a highlight of my day. I look at the people in this room and think of the mission, transforming science and energy with AI. This crew of people in this room and your colleagues across the country and around the world truly are going to transform science and energy with AI. What is AI? AI to me is this supercharger of human capabilities. It doesn't replace humans. AI doesn't have love, it doesn't have compassion, it doesn't have a soul. It makes humans more powerful. I get asked often, what's the greatest invention, the greatest machine on planet Earth? To me, it isn't even close. It's the human mind, the human spirit, the human soul. When I look at what humans can do and have done, it's unbelievable. As a kid in high school, I loved physics. When I first learned about how we understood how the world worked and what planets and stars and how we grasp this understanding of the physical world, I was always deeply envious that the late 1800s and the early 1900s, this incredible transformation in our understanding of the physical world, that I wasn't there. now the cool stuff happened, and now we're working on details. I want to go back in time. I want to be there then. But we are there. We are there. I think we may see, we will see a more rapid transformation of human understanding of nature, of physics, of how to harness beneficial technologies for humans. The next 10 years will be the most revolutionary 10 years in the scientific and energy worlds in human history. It is an honor for all of us to be here and to be partners in this noble endeavor. People worry about AI. Like, if you make an incredibly powerful tool, is there a risk of bad things happening? Of course, absolutely. That's also up to us. When you unleash an incredibly powerful weapon, weapon's the wrong word, but it can be used as a weapon. So, I've often compared what's happening right now to the Manhattan Project, which was explicitly designed as a weapon, right? I think it was the greatest group science endeavor ever until the coming 10 years, until what you're about to embark on. But it transformed the world by developing a weapon in rapid efforts. We brought World War II to an earlier end than it otherwise would have. That saved tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of lives. And it ushered in a new era that said, well, war, it's a stickier issue now. And we have had in the last 80 years the most peaceful period we know of in human history, the lowest risk of violent death ever. And it's because we developed incredibly powerful weapons. We developed them in the United States, not a power looking to conquer nations or remake the world, a power looking to grow prosperity and trade and freedom across the world. Enormous benefits from that project. AI is the same thing, but even, I hate to say it, but even bigger. Even bigger. I don't know what we're going to see in the next decade, but I'm going to learn some of that from you all today. But I could not be more excited, from human health, from materials, from transforming our energy system. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But I look in this room, proud to be with you, proud to be on this team. We're announcing today, and I think it'll be on the website soon, 278 winners, a lot of whom are in the room today. And that sounds like, well, that's a lot of winners. That's participation trophies, 278. We had over 5,000 applications, by far and away the greatest response to any DOE outreach ever. We had 400 people at the Department of Energy and across our national labs who worked their butts off to evaluate all of these applications. From businesses, from universities, from the national labs, to find the 278 that were just absolutely exceptional. 99 universities are in the winners of that, across our country. We have partnership with Japan. You'll hear from them later. This will be, of course, a broadly international effort as well. Across our national lab system, 19 companies, 19 innovative, leaning-in companies are winners here today, and 2 nonprofits. We're going to hear about a lot of things, so I better be faster. A few quick areas. We're going to hear about critical minerals. I was in the Situation Room last spring for a number of different meetings where leverage was being applied against the United States because our supply chains were, anything with a button on it has a rare earth element magnet in it. And if you can't produce and deliver those reliably, you're at risk. We've got to reduce that risk. And with AI and the scientists and technologists in this room, we're going to do it. Intelligent chip design. Our world has been transformed by semiconductors, computing, now AI computing. We're going to use AI tools to improve chip design. Fusion energy. I went to college several decades ago, 10, 15, 20, maybe 25 years ago, to work on fusion energy, an incredibly challenging problem. We've made progress, but still haven't got there. I believe with AI, we will get there. And our first phase 2 winner, the first large award at $60 million federal dollars over 3 years, is in the field of nuclear energy to use AI to, yes. Here's a technology from the Manhattan Project. Its main application, of course, has been for peaceful use for energy around the world. And if you've seen the news recently, some of it related to AI, we need more energy. We need more energy. The fundamental physics of nuclear are phenomenal, but the cost, partially for regulatory reasons, for engineering reasons, for scientific reasons, has held it back. But that's going to change with this giant AI effort to design, permit, construct, and operate a nuclear power plant. Build it at half the cost, operate it at half the cost, improve the safety of it. Like massive, massive wins are coming. That particular project brought with it a massive number of industry partners and $200 million of contributions from, I think, across well over a dozen companies. So this is what coming together and using this powerful tool, we can transform the future. We can make the lives of our kids and our grandchildren better than our lives. There is no higher goal. That's what the Genesis mission is about. You're about to hear from the leader of Genesis mission, my good friend and partner in all of this, Dario Gil. But God bless you all. Thank you for what you're doing. I'm very excited to be on this rocket ship with you all.
Thank you very much, Secretary Wright, and thank you for being here today to support